depending on where I was at in my career, from getting shot at several times to having officers that you work with, that you care about, get severely hurt in line of duty. High-speed chases on the freeway going 120 miles an hour. My name is Lauren Pettey, and I'm a lieutenant with the Tucson Police Department. I actually went to school to become a police officer. This is something that I've always dreamed of doing. And when I was in high school, I really decided, this is my dream, this is my passion. I want to help people and chase bad guys down and put them in cuffs. So at 22 years old, I became a cop and have enjoyed every minute of it. I had a ride-along before I became a cop, and it was specifically here with the Tucson Police Department down on the south side. And it was a very lively evening. We went to a shooting, we went to a stabbing. The officer that I was riding with got into a foot chase. And being young, I wanted to be super active. I never thought I would be in an office just doing paperwork and on a computer. So I was really lucky to have that opportunity and to do some really fun stuff in my career. I am the lieutenant of the Specialized Response Division, and I currently oversee a bunch of really cool units. So one of the units that I oversee is the Air Support Unit, so the helicopters back here that we have. We have several pilots and also drone operators within our division, so that's pretty cool, bringing the drones back in. And I also oversee our hostage negotiations. I'm the commander over that team. I have the motorcycle cops, the DUI squad, traffic investigators. So those are the detectives that go out to fatal collisions and near fatal collisions in the city of Tucson. I also have our rapid response team, which is search and rescue, and then our mobile field force team, which is the riot squad. The cool thing about hostage is I joined the team in 2017 when I was a sergeant, and I was not a hostage negotiator before that. So I came on as a supervisor. But I was lucky to go through a 40-hour course through FBI to essentially give you the tools needed to be a great hostage negotiator. Being a female officer in law enforcement has evolved over the last 15 years. I would say when I was a younger officer, it was different back then, and you definitely had to prove yourself a lot more. It's that old school mentality where you had to get into fights, you had to get into foot chases. Take as many calls as possible. And we noticed over the years that women bring a completely different dynamic to the profession, and that's super important. And I think law enforcement in general realized that. And at that time, we started recruiting more women, started going to different events and telling younger females and people that have been around for a while in professions, hey, look, you can do this. It doesn't matter what size you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. But if this is something you want to do, we're here for you, we're going to support you. So in the last 10 years, we have really put forth efforts to try to recruit women to be in this profession. We work alongside a lot of women doing specialized assignments, from SWAT to K-9 to traffic, right? To patrol officers. There's so many different things you can do, and it doesn't matter just because you're a different gender, you have the same opportunity as the guys do. Back when I was a younger officer, I had the opportunity to do a lot of prostitution stings, both escort stings, so that's when the guys would go to the hotels and do the back page ads, and then also the street walking. There was one time where a female prostitute got mad at me because I was on her turf. So she started walking up to me like she was gonna fight me. Didn't know I was a police officer. But our security detail, who was, around making sure that we were all safe, actually approached her and told her to lay off, and she did. There's been a lot of different ones, depending on where I was at in my career, from getting shot at several times to having officers that you work with, that you care about, get severely hurt in line of duty. High-speed chases on the freeway going 120 miles an hour. That lead into big crashes. That happened pretty new in my career. And in that high-speed chase, we actually pit the vehicle, and did the maneuver, and the suspect was able to spin out and rammed my patrol car head on in the collision. So saw the lights kind of flash before my eyes, and it was a little scary. I will say that 15 years into it, I still enjoy my job. I love going to work every day, getting involved into something new. I work around great people. Yeah, waking up, 3 hours into your deep sleep, and you have to go out to a homicide suspect who's barricaded, and you have to have negotiators go and talk him out. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about that. That's not like the highlight of my day, but it's part of the job. I would say the friendships that I've made over the years with the officers that I've worked with has been incredible. I think this can be a very thankless job at times, and so when you have people that you've interacted on calls with, community members, come up to you a few years later and say, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I remember you coming to my house on that burglary call or helping me out when my vehicle was stolen. And thank you so much for your compassion, your empathy. That's the type of stuff that I'm like, wow, that makes a difference, It really does, because, you don't get told that every day. So unfortunately, sometimes you're focused on the negative and people talking about you because of what you're wearing, right? It's just a job, it's not you. So I think that's also cool when you get that reinforcement from the public. I've had the opportunity to work with Chief Kazmar all throughout, my career, from sergeant to, he was actually my lieutenant when I was in patrol. And I remember when copper thieves were like out and about stealing copper all the time. I remember my squad caught like a big copper ring theft going on. And he actually took our entire squad out for breakfast in the morning, because we worked 2100 to 07, took us out in the morning, and we all had breakfast together, and that was pretty cool. I would say you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to do any profession, I don't care what it is, just know that if you work hard and you dedicate your time to it, you are going to have women support you. You're going to have whatever you're working for, to be honest with you, like you will have people support you. We're really lucky that there's a lot more women applying for law enforcement jobs right now. So I can speak in that regards, but I'm telling you, just go forth, put in all the effort. It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter your age, but go forth 100%. You got it. I will say it's a very rewarding job. Even though you're grinding through call to call to call and everyone is short-staffed, just remember there's light at the end of the tunnel. These waves come all the time. I've seen them throughout my career. It's going to get better. Know that the public does care. They do support you, even though you hear otherwise from the small percent that don't. Just know that you go in every day, you work as hard as you can, and you are truly impacting people's lives. My name is Lauren Pettey, and I'm proud to be a great American woman.
Thanks for watching this episode of Great American Warriors, featuring the women of America who are serving all Americans, both overseas as well as right here at home. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can know when new episodes are released. If you or someone you know is a great American warrior, message us today to be considered for an upcoming episode.